50 days in. Let's see how these chili plants are doing. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, everybody. Happy Monday to you all. Easter Monday. Happy Easter to you all if you are celebrating. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Monday, 6th of April, and it is day 50. I can't believe it. Day 50, what a milestone. What an achievement, in my opinion. Let's have a little look through all of the chilies, because 2 days ago we done a little stake through and made sure they're all looking okay and they're all supporting themselves. Yesterday we done some feeding and watering. Now let's have a little check through now and make sure all of them are okay and that they've taken the water and fertilizer well, and the ones that are staked are growing properly. And if there's any that need staking, we're going to stake them up. Other than that, I hope you're doing awesome. We are. Me and Miss Lucy. There she is. 50 days, kid. Happy 50 days. Oh, yes. Crazy. Look at that leg going. All right, everybody. Let's get into day 50. Let me get these downstairs all together in their groups and we'll inspect them a lot closer. Let's do this. Let's get into day 50. Well, here they are. The results of 50 days of perseverance, patience, stress, blood, sweat, tears, water and fertilizer. I'm really impressed with what we've got here. I think it's just doing exactly as it should be. Again, this is the first time we've tried this, but I think in 50 days for chili plants to be looking like this, we're on the right tracks at least, aren't we? Let me get these all categorized into their groups and we'll have a little more in-depth look and check them all out, make sure the roots are doing okay, check the stems and have a look at some of the ones that we've been doctoring and make sure that they're all okay. But other than that, I hope you guys are doing great. Shall we, Lucy? Shall we get into day 50? Let's get into day 50, shall we? Yeah? Let's do this. The first group here is the striped peppers. Let's have a little look at the Sugar Rush Peach Stripey first. Here is the one. There is the second. The third. And the fourth there. Looking really, really nice. Let's take a look at this one. This is probably the biggest one. Super strong stem. Really nice roots. Just beautiful. And here we have the Zebrange, the Zebrangi. There's one there. Oh, it tilted a bit. There's the second. There is the third. And we have the one in the middle here for the fourth. So let's have a look at, let's say, this one. Stem's a bit floppy, but some good new leaves coming through and a lovely root system. Look at these, right down to the bottom. Zabrangis are looking great. Striped peppers all looking really, really nice. That one needs a stake, I think. Doing really, really well. Striped peppers, Sugar Rush and Zebrange. Purple peppers next. We've got Dreamcatcher and Buena Mulata. So let's start off with the Buena Mulata. Here is the first one. Probably the smallest one, but lovely, strong, dark leaves doing good. Here's the second, looking excellent. And the third here, doing really well, even bigger. Let's have a look at this middle one, because I just want to see if there's any root development. There is down at the bottom there. Doing really good. Roots coming right out the bottom. Just marvellous on the Buena Mulata. The beautiful dream catchers. There's one. There's another one in the middle. There's a third. Here's a fourth. And we have a fifth. Now let's have a look at this one, I think. Probably the broadest leaves. Super nice, solid. Just Really, really nice there, look. Not much on the roots. But they're really, really good. The dream catchers and the Buena Mulatas. Okay, let's move on to the super hots. Got 3 different types here. Let's start with the Carolina Reaper. The hottest that I've got. Super, super hot. There's the one there. There's the second. Doing really well. As is the third. Let's have a look at this second one. Beautiful, beautiful. Solid stem. Roots going all the way down and poking out of the bottom there. Just really, really nice. And again, I can't wait to see these peppers. They're beautiful peppers. They just look absolutely deadly, but they are. Let's move on to our next super hot. Here are the Armageddons. Now we've got one of these transplanted into a bigger pot. Doing really well, but let's have a little look at these. So here's the first one, and look at this for the second. Just beautiful. Really, really solid. Lots of new shoots coming through. Thick stem. And these roots, look at that. This is going to need transplanting very soon. Just about filled the bottom there. I think within the next couple of days, this Armageddon will be ready for transplant. Moving on to the ghost peppers now. The Bud Jolokia. The super hot Indian peppers. There's one there. Here is the second. Looking beautiful. And here is the third. This one's probably doing the best. Let's have a little look. New shoots, new leaves. Relatively strong stem. Will probably need some support at some point. But a great root system. Hitting the bottom there. Really, really nice. The ghost pepper. Super, super hot. We have some of the mild to hot or super hot. We've got the large orange Thai, the Scotch bonnet MOAs, and the Cayennes that are in the cups that have been staked. So let's have a little look first at the Scotch bonnet MOA. We have one here. There is another. There is another here. And then we have this one. Really, really nice. Let's check this one out. Solid. Beautiful stuff. And look at these roots. Poking out the bottom now. All the way down. Filling the bottom. Super nice. Scotch bonnet MOA. Next up we have the large orange Thai. Now I've got 2 of these in the cups. One here and one here. Now this one by far is the tallest plant that we've got in the collection. Just crazy, crazy, crazy tall. But holding its own. Like I've said, like the stem is lovely. Popping out new shoots at the top. Leaves are a bit scarce, but the roots are doing lovely. Making their way right down to the bottom. The leaves were a bit stressed, weren't they? You can see that there was that curling, that yellow brittleness. But now they've really made an improvement. I think the nutrients has done wonders. They're a lot darker green now. That yellowing's gone. The leaves are still a bit crisp, but nowhere near as bad as what they were before. There we go. Large orange Thai. Here we have 2 Cayennes. These were staked because they were flopping. And let's have a little look. Who knows, the leaves have drooped a bit, but I think they're doing alright because the stem has gotten thicker. Look, right there at that hook, it can still move, so it's not completely restricted. As well as these, new shoots are forming. The leaves are looking way better on this one, but this one's getting better, getting healthier. The roots are coming. I have full faith and confidence in both these plants. Let's just hope they go for it. I mean, this leaf here, you know, is going to be snipped and chucked away. But that might just make a new shoot. A new leaf will grow back. And even where it's been wrapped up, look, new shoots and leaves are starting to form. Amazing. Awesome. cayenne. Here we have a Spanish selection, Latin American, South American style. We've got Tabascos here. We have habaneros at the back. We have 2 poblanos here. And then there's a jalapeno in the middle. So let's check these out. Let's start with the Tabasco. Here is the first Tabasco. Really, really nice. We have the second one just here. Beautiful. But look at this one. There's the third. Let's have a look at this one. Stem is a bit floppy, but he's very tall. New shoots. Doing really well. Look at these roots. Just marvellous. Sticking out the bottom, look. Excellent, excellent. Tabasco. Next up is the habaneros. I have one here. And I have another one here. Both little mini habaneros. They're coming along. Solid stem. New shoots. Lovely green leaves. Just super, super, super short, slow growers. No roots yet. Where are they? Oh, no, there we go. They're coming down. Time will tell. The habanero. Up is the poblanos. We've got one here and a second one right there. Let's have a look at this bigger one. Looks a lot better, doesn't it? Solid stem. Lovely new shoots there. Looking really nice. Check those roots. That's awesome. Just hitting the bottom. Just wonderful. The poblano pepper. Let's have a look at the jalapeno. We've got one that's been transplanted into a bigger pot, but it's nowhere near as big as this one that's in the cup. Relatively leggy, but relatively strong. New shoots coming through, but these roots, again, they are just crazy. Popping out the bottom there, look. Just excellent. The jalapeno chili pepper. Okay, so these are the last few peppers. Some of them are just solo and the others are just need the space to get it all into the tubs and containers together. So here we have the Kashmiri Mirch. At the back we've got jalapeno black, or black jalapeno. Sorry, we've got Zimbabwe black here and a sweet banana here. So let's have a little check through each one of them and see how they are. Let's start with the Kashmiri Mirch. Here's the first one. A little bit yellow, but getting darker, you know, I think a little bit leggy. But there's the one. Here's the other. And the tallest and broadest right here for the third. Lovely solid stem. Lovely thick stem there, look. Lots of new shoots and leaves. And a lovely root system there. Not hit the bottom yet, but all in good time on the Kashmiri Mirch. Black jalapenos. There's one. And we have the second one right here. There we go. Let me get a bit straight. There we go. Tilted a bit in the light, but doing okay. The seed leaves, however, have completely toasted away. They're looking okay though. A little bit of fertilized water on the leaf there. We'll get rid of that. No roots just yet, but they're doing okay. Short growers like the habaneros, but they'll do all right on the black jalapeno. This is our Zimbabwe black, the only one I've got. Super solid stem. Look, all those little leaves and shoots in the middle, all coming up and coming out. Just awesome. Really, really cool. Roots going right down. Look at those, just lovely. Just starting at the bottom. But yeah, rock solid. Can't wait to try these. The Zimbabwe black. Here is the one and only sweet banana. Not a bad stem on there. Nice new leaves. Lovely. And a beautiful root system. Poking out the bottom there, look. Really, really nice. Looking forward to pickling these. I used to always have them with me kebab or burger. These pickled chilies of the sweet banana. Here we have our Armageddon transplanted plants. These are looking great. Both very different in size. This one's a smaller one, but looking good. But this one, just beautiful. Lots of new stems coming through, new leaves coming through, new shoots. Down the middle there. Nothing coming out the bottom yet, but doing great. The Armageddon. Here are the Kashmiri Merch. They've got 3 of these, all transplanted in the bigger pots. Looking good. Relatively solid stems. A bit yellow on the top, and the leaves are still a bit crispy. I remember from a couple of videos ago, this leaf was curled right over, like it was not going to make it, but looks like everything's improving now. Just excellent. The Kashmiri Merch. 4 cayenne peppers here. 4 transplanted cayennes. Here is the first one. And the second. The third. And the fourth was what we staked up. Now I've just taken the clip off this bit here, because it looks like he's doing okay on his own. So that little clip at the bottom, just to keep it, if it does tilt away from the cane, it's just going to be held against it with that tie at the bottom. But looking great. I think he's going to be just fine. The cayennes. The padron peppers. Both transplanted into bigger pots. Here's the first one. Looking really nice. And the second one, we had to do a bit of doctoring and support cane, but it's doing a lot better now. Those leaves were completely closed up like this one yesterday, so that one's opened up, and this one is starting to open up. So super happy with that. I think he's going to be just fine on the padrons. Potted plants. This is our large orange tie that was super stressed the other day. Leaves are still a little bit crisp, a little bit rolled up, but they're better than what they were, so should be fine. New shoots coming through in the middle, should be fine. Here we have our jalapeno, looking a bit sad, but again, better than yesterday. Hopefully that water and fertilizer will perk them up, get these leaves stronger again. And finally we have our Scotch Bonnet MOA. Doing really good, but hasn't really changed in size since I transplanted this quite a while back. Hopefully it's okay, but I think this plant has just been set back and it's just going through the motions, and hopefully the roots are all the way down, but I'll be very doubtful. I think he's just trying to re-establish himself after the shock of being transplanted out of those cups and seed propagator way too soon. But still looking alright, and a good solid stem for the Scotch Bonnet MOA. Everything has been rotated, put back in its place, checked over, all ready for the light. We can do that shortly. Just do a quick check here. Everything's looking lovely. Everything's positioned to get as much light as possible, or bend towards it if it needs to. All we need to do now is get that blue light on. And that wraps up day 50. Day 50, I can't believe it. Thank you all so much. What a milestone. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful experience so far. Thank you all for joining us on this journey. I really appreciate it. Please join us tomorrow for day 51. You take care of yourself. Make sure you look after me, myself and I, because no one's going to throw you a lifeline if you're drowning. Thank you all. Have a great Easter Monday if you're celebrating. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you tomorrow. See you Tuesday. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.